Your U.S. CRIMECAST Basic or Premium Report authoritatively documents and quantifies the crime risk associated with the precise location you selected. A Premium Report contains 4 essential kinds of data: our proprietary CRIMECAST scores, the recognized industry standard for over 25 years, CRIMECAST maps that visually present your location's risk data, FBI Uniform Crime Report data for contextual comparison purposes, and proximity data, which highlights points of interest in the area. A basic report will include only the CRIMECAST scores and a CRIMECAST map. Let's review a sample report from beginning to end to see how each data set helps paint a complete picture of a location's relative crime risk. When you enter the address for your report, we identify the exact latitude and longitude of your location. Our reports are based on 2 concentric circles radiating out from that exact location. Our basic report includes a choice of either our 1-3 or 2-6 methodologies. Our premium report includes both the 1-3 and 2-6 methodologies and includes all of the scores that are associated with both of these approaches. The cover of the report indicates whether the report is a 1-3 or 2-6 basic report or the more comprehensive premium report, and shows the location name and address as well as the latitude and longitude of the selected location. There is also a table of contents. The second page of the report provides a brief background about the theory of social disorganization, which is the basis for the CRIMECAST scoring model that has been the industry standard for more than 25 years. There is also a description of CAP Index, the leader in crimes against persons and crimes against property risk forecasting. The next 2 pages in a basic report, or the next 5 pages in a premium report, contain the 2 primary elements that are used to understand relative risks associated with your scored location: CRIMECAST maps and CRIMECAST scores. If you selected a premium report, the next page includes a summary of the scores that are presented on subsequent pages. It brings together on a single page snapshots of many of the risk metrics associated with the address you scored. Let's take a closer look at how the scores are determined and presented. To generate your scores, we begin by looking at the census tracts or government-defined neighborhoods that surround your location. There are over 70,000 tracts in the U.S. with an average population of 4,000 residents. Our proprietary scoring methodology assigns each census tract a value on a 0 to 2,000 scale, with 0 as the lowest risk, 2,000 the highest, and 100 as the average. Our model combines a wide range of demographic data, excluding race, religion, and gender, with address-specific crime data from across the United States. We color-code each of these tracts using a traffic light analogy, with green tracts representing below average risk, yellow tracts as slightly above average risk, and finally light and dark red tracts representing higher risk. The key for these color codes and score ranges will always appear below the map on your reports for easy reference. In this example, this individual tract is colored green because of its score of 39. At nearly 2/5 the national average score, this means that there is a relatively low proclivity for criminal activity emanating from this tract. Now, this pink tract has an above-average risk with a score of 261, just over 2.5 times the national average. We know from our data that there is a higher predisposition for crime emanating from this tract. To determine your site's crime risk score, we utilize a radius threshold methodology. We analyze the census tracts around your site and determine their relationship to your location's crime risk. For a basic report, you must select either our 1-3 or our 2-6 methodology. With our 1-3 methodology, the inner radius represents 1 mile, or a population threshold of 25,000, equaling 2/3 of the total score. The outer radius represents 3 miles, or a population threshold of 100,000, providing the remaining third. If you choose a basic report with the 2-6 methodology, there is an inner radius of 2 miles, or a population threshold of 100,000, and an outer radius of 6 miles, or a population threshold of 400,000. Of course, if you select a premium report, you get both the 1-3 and the 2-6 methodologies. Whether you have a basic or premium report will always be noted here on the top of the page, and the overall national CAP index score for the property will be prominently displayed here. Each report includes 10 different score categories: homicide, rape, robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, larceny, and motor vehicle theft, as well as a summary value for crimes against persons and a summary value for crimes against property, and finally, our overall CAP index score. We compare your location against the national average of 100 and then determine your scores in each of these categories. The year of the data used to produce the report is always noted at the top of the chart. The resulting CAP index score is the most widely accepted and authoritative measurement used by industry and government to quantify the relative risk associated with a specific geographic location. In addition to the national scores, we also provide comparisons to the location's state and county averages. Just like the national scores, the average for each state and county score is 100. To get a better idea of how stable or dynamic each location's crime risk is, we provide a past score from the year 2010, as well as a score projection for 5 years in the future. Combined with the score for your current database year, this gives you a view of how the crime risk is trending across time. Taken together, you have scores for 10 categories of crime compared to the national, state, and county averages for 3 time periods. That's 90 scores for each methodology, 1-3 or 2-6. Those scores provide a comprehensive picture of the risk at your selected location. The information is presented in 3 tables showing national, state, and county data for the past, present, and future. In addition, the national information is also presented graphically to highlight trending patterns. If you have a premium report, the information is presented for both the 1-3 and the 2-6 methodologies, providing an additional risk perspective and 180 total data points. The basic report concludes with 2 pages similar to what we just covered, explaining how to read CRIMECAST reports and maps. Assistance with report interpretation is always readily available. If you ordered a premium report, in addition to the unique report summary page including both 1-3 and 2-6 methodologies, there are 2 more sections providing information not found in the basic report. First is a presentation of data from the FBI Uniform Crime Reports for the county or state in which the site is located. The UCR page shows trend lines over time and includes actual crime counts at the county or state level. Additionally, the report includes a comparison of the county or state UCR data to the UCR national average. The scale used is extremely simple. Anything over 1 is above the national average, and 0.5 would be half the national average. Finally, our premium report also includes proximity data for significant points of interest in the region surrounding your selected location. These include infrastructure and transportation assets as well as other attractions. If a point of interest is within a 6-mile radius of the site, it will be shown on the proximity data map. If the nearest point of interest in a particular category is beyond the 6-mile radius, it will not appear on the map, but will still be listed in the accompanying table. Again, the final pages of the basic and premium reports provide information on how to read the maps and tables. If you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to contact CAP Index by email or call us directly at 800-227-7475. Thank you for choosing CAP Index and our industry-leading CRIMECAST reports.